Hello, beautiful unicorns. Yana Kasperczak coming to you fashionably late for today's story time with myself, Yana Kasperczak, that I do live on my personal page. And as your certified professional performance and spiritual awakening core energy coach, it has been my soul's purpose to help women, to help you get your shit together so you can break free from the mental prison you find yourself in and build a life, a business, and or a career that you're obsessed with, that you are excited to wake up to every single day. So today I wanted to share 5 different stories in a form of 5 common stories and blocks that many women carry, especially women on their personal growth, on their healing and self-discovery journeys. These are the top 5 that they carry that don't allow them to feel that happiness and joy that they want to, that keep them trapped in their mental prison, that keeps them feeling small and insignificant and unworthy. So the first story that women carry is, I am not enough. That story that replays in the mind, either on repeat, it keeps replaying, or once in a while, and then it replays on the repeat. Usually when we all have this obsessive, compulsive kind of behavior in our minds where we have a thought, and part of that thought, or that whole entire thought, just keeps replaying in our minds and replaying, and we feel ourselves get out of control or out of balance and feel chaotic. And there are ways to go about it. Now, the best way that will work is you gotta disrupt that thought. And there are numerous of ways to disrupt that thought. One is you can simply ask yourself a question. A question like, how true is it really? That addressing this thought. How true is this thought really? Or how realistic is this thought really? How is this thought benefiting me? How is it not benefiting me? Another way of looking at the benefits is, what's the advantage for me to be trapped in this thought process? And then the opposite, what's the disadvantage of me being trapped in this thought process? And recognizing that in any thought, you will have advantages and disadvantages. An advantage could be that by me being trapped in this thought, I actually avoid doing this or avoid doing that. And disadvantage is that in similar fashion, I end up not doing this and not doing that, and I really want to. Or maybe you're in a place where you need to be doing certain things and you are not. So this story of I'm not enough, this is one of the deepest stories that all women, all humans carry, and is the most personable and the most persuasive belief that many women have. Often it's tied to feeling unworthy or not good enough, or have that idea that you don't know enough, or you're not skilled enough, or you're not smart enough, or you're not attractive enough. There is a phrase or a sentence followed by not enough. And that traps you in there, and it prevents you from pursuing your dreams, your goals. It prevents you from even speaking up and saying what you actually need and want. And when it comes to an intimate relationship, I know I did a live on the intimate relationship in our Facebook group this past Thursday, talking about what intimate relationship is and isn't and how to improve it and how to have more intimacy. One of the most important part of an intimate relationship is communication. And if you want, and what also defines an intimate relationship is you feeling comfortable and safe and knowing each other and expressing what's going on in your mind. No one is a mind reader. All we can do is we can assume what you're thinking, what you're feeling. But this is where you come in. You don't want people to assume what you're thinking, what you're going through, what you're growing through, what you're dealing with, what your emotional state is right now in this present moment. You want to bring people in the way, not everyone, of course, not everyone deserves your intimacy. But you want to bring those people in that you want to bring in that will help you to be seen and heard and validated. But the way you're going to do it is you're going to let them know what's going on and not let them assume of what you're dealing with, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. You got to let them know. So you got to speak up. Maybe there's boundaries that need to be set. This is essentially a block that not enough causes women to have, is not set boundaries where they need to be set. Because you might feel like you don't deserve to have those boundaries, or you don't deserve success, or you don't deserve love. The second story that women carry is, I have to do it all. Do you really have to do it all? How fair is it that you are the one that has to do all and has to do everything for everyone? Many women feel like they can handle everything on their own, from work to relationships to parenting, believing that asking for help makes them seem weak or makes them feel weak. But asking for help is what you're supposed to and meant to do, especially when you have a partner. The word partner itself, what does that mean? What does that mean to you? What do you want and need from your partner? Speak up. Voice yourself. Express your voice. Practice that if you haven't already, and you will get better at it. Let your partner know how they can help you out with whatever it is that you need help with. You are not meant to do it all. It's not realistic. It's not feasible. Then on top of that, still take care of yourself. You are not a superhuman. I know sometimes you want to be and you feel like you are, but you're not. You are a human being. All of us are human beings. We all have our own superpowers, yes. We all have our gifts and things that we're really good at. That's our superpowers. We all have our quirks as well, but we're not meant to be doing it all. Share the responsibility. And of course, and what you experience is you experience exhaustion, burnout, resentment, and it blocks your capacity to receive support and connection and feel that connection because you are run down, because you're exhausted, because you're overwhelmed, because you're stressed, because deep down you believe that you're responsible for everything and everything is your fault and you have to do it all. You're responsible for doing everything. The third story that women carry, and when I say women, I work with women, this is why I refer to women, but this is not limited to just women. Men experience these as well. But the third story that women carry is, what will people think? If I do this, what are people going to think? What are people going to say? How are people going to judge me? How are they going to perceive me? What will they say behind my back about me? Does it really matter? What difference is it going to make when people say something behind your back or about you? No difference. Unless it does, and then take it in, and then it starts making a difference. But when it comes down to it, what people say about you behind your back is none of your business. And don't make it your business, because no matter what you do, no matter who you are, no matter how you show up, no matter how amazing of a human being you know you are, people will be people, and they will talk shit. They will talk about you in good ways and in bad ways and in amazing ways and horrible ways. People will talk. That's why they were given the gift of gab, of expressing themselves, or talking. You can simply look at it as, people are talking about me. Great. Good or bad, doesn't matter. You're still in some ways getting attention. You're being thought about. You're being spoken about. Yes, of course, you want people to talk good about you, but there are always going to be people that, no matter how good you are, even to them or for them, they're still going to find something to complain or bitch about or say shitty about you. So why consume yourself with such things that at the end of the day, at the end of your life, don't really matter? You decide what kind of a human being you want to be, and be that person, and give less shits about what anybody else thinks or says. You do you, and everybody else can fuck off. they can be miserable in their own bubble by complaining about you, by talking shit about you, but you have moved past it, and you no longer care about what people think or say about you. This fear of judgment keeps women, keeps people playing small, and causes them to conform to expectations of others instead of truly being their purest, most authentic self. Instead of feeling free with being your true, authentic self, you feel trapped in this self-created box because you care way too much about what everybody thinks or says or assumes about you. Let them. Let them. And of course, then you censor yourself, you don't express yourself, and you hold back from all the potential happiness and joy and the personal joy that you can experience because of this story, because of this fear, because of this block of caring about what everybody else thinks or says about you. Another really big story that women carry is, I don't deserve success. Do you really not believe or think that you deserve success? Why not? Who gave you that belief? When did you decide that this is going to be your story? This is going to be part of you. When did you take this thought as the truth that you don't deserve success? When did that happen? Why did that happen? How has it been serving you? How has it been not serving you, this serving you. Take the time to sit with these stories that you carry and challenge them. Challenge them at their core. Many women carry guilt about outshining other people, especially good girls, and about succeeding or becoming successful in ways that they were taught that it wasn't okay, that it wasn't right, or that it's not ladylike. And it keeps them trapped. It keeps them trapped in playing small. They tend to then self-sabotage, procrastinate, avoid doing things that will help them to step in their true authentic self, that will bring them closer to success, because they've learned to not care about the external world as much as they do care about their internal world. And this is where the change starts, internally. And when you work on yourself and on your stories internally, your external world will change. Those ripples from your internal change will seep into all parts of your life. And when you have this story in your mind that you don't deserve success, you will also undermine your own progress and avoid taking steps to achieving, reaching, and growing in to your goals and your dreams and the things that your heart desires most, because you feel like others won't be happy with you in one way or another by you being successful and them not. It's not about them, it's about you. You're meant to live your life on your terms and not live a life that somebody else assumes you should be, just so that way they can stay comfortable in their little tiny bubble and not having to change. You are meant to outgrow people in your life. And if you're not outgrowing people in your life, then chances are one of these stories, one of these blocks has taken hold of you and your life. The last story that women carry is, I have to be perfect. It's not realistic to be perfect all the time. And the good girl or the perfectionist mindset can make women feel like they must be flawless in every single thing that they do. And of course, then also this comes from the early praise for achievements, or early praise for even fear of rejection, or just having that fear of rejection where you were young and you were fear of rejection, and because you were less than. But who in the end is being rejected? That person is rejecting a part of themselves when they reject you. The part of themselves that they don't see and don't recognize in themselves yet. That's who they might be rejecting. But in reality, you don't get rejected for being yourself, for not being perfect, because perfection itself doesn't exist. We're all meant to make mistakes, learn and grow from them. And what you experience, and of course, is then you procrastinate, because in order for you to be perfect, you need to know everything. You need to be fully ready and fully prepared. And you will procrastinate because you will have this feeling, this thought of, what if I fail? That fear of failure. And not trying new things because of that fear, a fear of failure. If I try this, I'm going to fail, and I don't want to be a failure. I don't want to feel like a failure, because it in some way or another feels like death, but it in a way it is. It's a death of the ego that helps you to humble yourself, helps you become a more humble person, where you learn that you're meant to be making mistakes and that you're not meant to be perfect. So the fact that you are trying to be perfect, that's the ego trying to tell you that. And the reality is it also wants to be on top, it wants to be a winner. And by you, it causes you to slow down as well, to not try, because you don't want to feel that death of the ego that causes you to feel uncomfortable as you being humbled, as you humble yourself. And of course, then it limits your growth and limits your authenticity and how you authentically express yourself. So these are the 5 stories and blocks that women carry that don't help them very much anymore. At one point in their life, in your life, it had helped you. It had its purpose. It served its purpose. But now you no longer need them. It's time to identify, heal, and release these stories that the inner critic, that the imposter is carrying for you. And it comes from a place of love, interestingly enough, because it's trying to keep you safe and protected so you don't get hurt emotionally. But in the end, is it truly serving you? Is it helping you and bringing you closer to the life that you actually want to live, or not? Only you can answer that. That's all of the stories that I wanted to share with you all today, which is just 5 little and yet extremely powerful stories that women, humans, carry in their minds that don't support their goals and dreams, that actually, more often than not, kill their goals and dreams, their inspirations, their motivations, their desires. And if you're tired of those things dying, your goals, your dreams, your inspirations, your motivations, your desires, then it's time to do something about it. And you have all the tools that you need. You have access to more, as the internet is full of information, full of tips and tricks and suggestions and recommendations. I'll add one more, which is the imposter banishing quest. Some of you are going through it, as we started yesterday on the 28th of October, and some of you are still thinking about it. If it feels and sounds like something that you're ready to do and overcome, because these are one of the 5 powerful stories that naturally get addressed through this imposter banishing quest in ways that helps to heal them as well, then take it on. Take this quest, take this journey, take this challenge on. And if you're not ready yet, no hard feelings whatsoever. Keep looking for the thing that feels and sounds right to you and meets you where you are, and yet challenges you to go beyond where you are to that next level of who you are and what your life is meant to be like and you want it to be like. So that is all. Thank you very much for tuning in, for listening. Looking forward to seeing and hearing what your biggest takeaway was from today's lesson or podcast, aka lesson of stories. And we'll see each other next Tuesday at 11:45-ish a.m. Eastern Time. And if not, then we'll see each other maybe tomorrow live in the Facebook group, Heal the Unicorn: Emotional Healing and Spiritual Growth for Women, where Bethany and I will go live for the podcast called Heal the Unicorn in the group at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Time. So we'll see you there. And until next time we see each other. Bye, everybody. Have an amazing the rest of your day.